Hello viewers and our dear listeners, it's a bright day once again, and we are here in Adjumani. I am with key staff that are managing one of our partner farm, and that is Kirijobi mixed farm, and I will welcome them to introduce themselves to us. Yes, over to you.
Nwaereza Mubarak from Itungo Pastures.
Thank you so much. So Mubarak is in charge of pasture management in terms of the planting and the value addition. Most of us have put up these pastures, but sometimes one season down the road they disappear, they deplete, and you never find. So there is a skill and an investment in pasture management. That is why, as partners to this farm, we have someone dedicated on pasture, because we know that the nutrition of our animals or of livestock runs around pasture. So he is the in charge of pasture management. Thanks.
By name, I'm Andy Ronald. I represent the company Unique Farms. So I'm the manager for the farm, Kirijobi. So I welcome you to this channel, to our farm. We're going to take you through what we do in this farm so that we get to know what you do in this farm. So thank you so much. I welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ronald. Ronald is our representative for MeFarms in this region, and specifically managing directly Kirijobi mixed farm here in Adjumani. And as he has said, we are going to be going through the farm best practices, but most importantly focusing on pasture, which is a key component of livestock farming, and if we need to have healthy animals. So I want you to sit back and watch, because we are going to be going through step by step in terms of how these pastures are and what they are, but also how we can add value to them and keep them for longer periods to sustain our animals, both during the dry season and during the wet season. Thank you so much. So I want to welcome Mubarak to take us through the kind of pastures that have been planted here at Kirijobi.
Yeah, the kind of pastures we have Pakchong, Spawa Napier, Cariandra, Bracaria Molato 1 and Bracaria Molato 2.
Thank you so much. So most of these pastures have different food values, looking at energy, looking at sugars, looking at proteins, especially like for alfalfa, and looking at energy and fiber. So we encourage a balanced diet in a way. That is why we want to ensure that most of the farmers out there have these different pastures planted so that we can have a balanced diet for the animals. So I want Mubarak to also tell the viewers in terms of how many bags will a viewer need if they want to plant, for instance, 1 acre bags of Pakchong.
Okay, bags of Pakchong, 1 acre would take 25 to 30 bags.
That's good. And in terms of the spacing, how is the planting done?
The space, you need to make 2 feet by 2.
2 feet by 2. Yeah, thanks so much. And dear viewers out there, You well know that by now an acre of irrigated pasture can be able to sustain about 60 goats. We are looking at goats specifically now. And so, meaning, if you balanced your diet very well in an acre and irrigated, then you should be able to keep 60 goats on this acre of pasture. If you want more, then you need to have more acres expanded to have these pastures established. So we want to look at some of these pastures physically, so you can take us through and you show us the pastures that you have talked about. Yeah, also to note that as Kirijobi farm, we are seated on 200 acres, but we have been expanding pasture fields bit by bit. And so for now, maybe the manager will tell us approximately how many acres do we have planted with pasture approximately. So you show us the different pastures again. We have seen pak chong, as you can see. Some of this is overgrown because we want to generate seed for expansion. That's why we have left it there. So you can show us the rest of the pastures. Where is Bracalia 1?
This is the Bracalia Molato 1.
Bracalia Molato 1.
Yeah.
Great. And then the Bracalia Molato 2. So these differences in terms of varieties come with alterations in the nutrient values. Otherwise, physically, it might be hard for one to differentiate some of them. But also, they are bred to increase body mass sometimes, so you can see the differences. So this is
Bracalia Molato 2.
very good. And then
Cariandra.
this is the Cariandra. Clear as you can see, has been planted. It is a proteinous shrub. It grows big as a tree, but this is what we have been able to plant for now, and expanding it to a bigger scale.
This is Chloris Guyana.
This is Chloris Guyana. It's very good for making hay as well, as we shall be able to see in the subsequent parts of this video. So this is alfalfa, which is good protein pasture. Can see that it is in different lines to ease in the maintenance, and it can be harvested on for many years as long as you maintain it, because it keeps on regenerating as you harvest. Yeah, so dear viewers, now we want to show you the process of value addition on the pastures. We have our baler here, a manual one, but more advanced, metallic. So I wanted to first show you the measurements of the baler, so that you can be able to look at it, and then we show you how we are going to be adding the pastures and baling them. So you can take us through the measurements first of all of the baler. So the length is about 3.5 feet, And the width here
is 1.5 feet.
is 1.5. Okay. And of course it has this other part that compresses, as you can see how flexible it is. Thank you so much. So you can take us through the bedding process so that the viewer out there knows.
When you are going to bale, you get a rope, you tie it like this. Then you get another one, it's two, this one and this one. You tie it the same as that one. Then, when you want to know the measurement of this rope, you do like this. This one here.
So we have closed the baler. Now we are going to be putting our hay that we need to compress and bale ultimately. So this is baling process for our Bracharia mulatto. And you realize that we are also baling along with other pastures, not only Bracharia alone. I think we have some alfalfa. You can also put some of it so that the bale is balanced in diet. So that's the compaction process going on. So we are almost completing the process. By tying the ropes. All these bales are available with our partner, Itungo Pastures. The balers, So you can reach out to us and we are able to avail you this type of baler. So the process is almost complete as we open, and you can get out our baler finished, already built for storage. You can show it. So this is already complete, as you can see. I want to show you where we are keeping these bales. The place has to be aerated. It also has to have no access to direct sunshine because the nutrients have to be intact. Can see our store with quite a number of them. And others this way. So we are getting ready for the dry spell, and our animals will not suffer the fate of any nutritional deficiencies. So we want to take you through also the process of silage. That was hay and the different forms of silage. So welcome back from the session of hay making. I want to take you through the different forms of making silage, both at small scale, but also going forward to the large scale. Yeah, so you can show us the different forms. So these are silage bags. What is the capacity of the bag?
The capacity is 64 kilograms.
So this is a smaller one. It can give you up to 64 kilograms. You can pick some silage that has been kept there. $64 kilograms. And the other size, what is the other bigger size? So this size is a bigger one. What is the quantity of that one?
It's 500 kilograms.
This can go up to 500 kilograms, but you have to cover it down because silage making is all about an aerobic process where there should be no air interference to avoid any rotting. Yeah, so then there is surface silage, which you need to show us. But briefly, can you take us through the process for silage making and mixing of these? Briefly. Yeah.
When you are going to make a silage, you can use a chopper machine or a manual cutter can make it. And this silage, when you have already packed, it will take 22 days. Then you start serving your animals.
So what do you mix after chopping?
After chopping, you can mix their molasses.
Do you have molasses to show us some molasses?
So the molasses.
Okay, so molasses, most of you know it is out of sugar residues. And then after that,
You can add another one when you have like maize bran, chachu. Yeah.
And then there is the compressing process, where you have to put everything compacted before you put to the different bags. Yeah, so you show us the surface silage type, and then we can also look at that. This is the chachu?
Yeah. Maize bran.
Maize bran. So here is our silage. Especially for large scale farmers, where you can keep the silage and surface, but also it remains as fresh as you can see here. You can keep it for a very long period. You can see how fresh it is to be fed to our animals. And quite enough to take us through any dry spells that we might have. So these are the different forms of pasture value additions that we have been talking about. Most of you know by now that even if you want your animals to have twins, to have triplets, in addition to the genetics, nutrition is another key factor that is very important. And that is why we are putting a lot of emphasis on the 3 triplets of goat farming: the genetics, the feeding or pasture management or nutrition, and of course the management, which is the schedules that the farm takes on. So on this note, I want to invite the manager to take us through the daily schedules at the farm here, and so that we can appreciate. This farm is on a semi-intensive. It's seated on 200 acres, and this is just the parent stock. They are going to be first-time mothers. All these goats have just acclimatized to this environment, and they are going to be giving birth for the first time here at this farm. Yeah, so thanks. Take us through kindly through the schedules at the farm.
Thank you so much, viewers. I will come you. So, concerning what we do here, I'm going to take you step by step what we do in this farm. So, one thing which I want you to know and is to put it as a key activity in your farm. Let me take you about hygiene. As we all know, hygiene is the key thing. When you don't do a clean hygiene, you don't make the environment clean, it can bring infections. And these are the things which can make losses. You can lose your animals when you don't do the cleaning. So you have to clean the pen. You make the pen dry. You clean the house. You make sure you supplement the animals with clean water. Clean water with feeds you supplement. As you can see, they are feeding. We have been giving them, we supplement like feeds which are high nutrition, like alfalfa, maize bran. Then we put in some molasses to increase the appetite for them to eat. Like, so another thing which I want you to know is vaccination. As we all know, these are the things which can make like your goats to, when you don't vaccinate your goats, there are some diseases which can invade in your farm and you lose all your farmers. Like, you have to vaccinate against some various diseases. Let me say PPR, let me say CPP and other diseases called clostridiols. So you have to follow the vaccination schedule so that you don't see these goats having diseases and they are dying. You are losing money. So more especially weekly, concerning the activities we do, you may decide to do other things in the farm, but in this farm we do spray. As we all know, these are the things, key things which you need to practice in your farm. When you talk about spraying, you're spraying this animal against ticks, and these ticks are very dangerous. When you don't spray, you can, there's some diseases like let me say hot water. When you don't spray, you may find your animals dying. Like, you may find in the morning the animal is good, then in the evening dies. What causes that? Might be hot water when you don't spray. So when you spray, you have to make sure you rotate the kind of acaricide, the drugs. Yeah, I understand the fact that there's a tick resistance, whereby when you use the same kind of drug, acaricide, like several months, you use the same acaricide, the ticks can resist, they don't die. So what you can solve that problem, you have to rotate the kind of drug, acaricide. You may decide to use a dual dip for some quite month, 2 months or more than that. Then you change from another class to another one, so that you don't see these goats having infections or tick-borne diseases. So I think those are the key things we do. Like, for this farm, it's on Sundays we do spray. We do spray them on Sundays, and you have to check this regular checkup of these animals. Are they having ticks? Are they there? So those are the key things which you can make things.
Thanks so much. Maybe you may need also to speak about the deworming schedules of the farm. When and how often do you deworm?
Thank you so much. About deworming, in this farm, we do deworm after every 1 month. That is what we do every 1 month. Then I deworm these goats past April this month, and that means I'm going to also deworm them after this month. And the kind of the drug, the dewormer you should use, you should be knowing the effect of the drug, the dewormer. As you can see, all these goats, most of them are pregnant, and you should select the dewormer, the kind of the dewormer which cannot bring some problems to the animal, the pregnant. More especially the pregnant ones. There are some dewormers you use, they can bring abortion because most of these goats are pregnant. So that is what I can tell you about the deworming schedules.
Yeah, so most of our farms, because we are not near swamps, because we are not near any waters that can be with worms, we normally advise 3 months, but of course depending on your farm location, but also on the infestation levels, you can adjust accordingly per farm. in terms of the schedules of deworming. So thank you so much for your time and watching us. I want you to subscribe. We want you to like and share widely, so that this information can not only be received by you, but also all the farming fraternity, to make sense out of it, but also to be inspired for those who have not started, that you can make a goat farming business and venture without having to stress, especially if you have all these infrastructure and pasture in place. Thanks for watching, and all the way from Kirijobi Farms here, a partner farm of Me-Farms here in Adjumani, West Nile, and part of the northern Uganda and East Africa and Africa at large. Regards to all our viewers worldwide. Let us help you establish standard farms. Let us help you establish profitable goat farms that will live for generations. Put systems in place and earn a living. Thank you so much.